Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Now that the SEC vs Ripple judgment from Judge Torres is behind us, the greatest question is what is XRP? As you know, things aren't exactly buttoned up here. Is it anything that, by definition, must be treated as a safe investment? The answer, as it is in the law, is no. As I record this, the regulation has already changed. It didn't take much investigation for exchanges to relist XRP because of this. After a delay of a few hours, XRP was once again available on trading platforms. Seriously, that was incredible. In light of the SEC's baseless accusations, Ripple is currently working to restore its operations in the United States. Take a look at this eye-catching headline from the 4096-bit crypto. As XRP gains ground, U.S. commercial banks may begin supporting Ripple. So there you have it, some good news from afar. It has never, ever led to a rise in XRP's value. Since XRP acts similarly to every other cryptocurrency, it follows the market trend set by Bitcoin and its peers. Well, that settles it. But I still think that as we continue to make gradual but steady progress towards a mature market, eventually cryptos will be appraised adequately on their genuine qualities and true value. We won't have numerous developers working on top of the cryptocurrencies in which I am interested until then. And in the case of XRP and the XRP ledger, Ripple is one of the organizations developing on top of them. This is a good thing. That's a major developer, arguably the most well-known one, who is constructing on top of the XRP ledger. But if XRP were controlled by a single entity, my curiosity would wane. If it were centralized, I wouldn't be at all curious. So what if we try? After all, there wouldn't be anything to fix. This is already a closed system. But you're mentioning that you're employing a decentralized system that didn't even exist 15 years ago. Now that it's available, putting it to use in a way that benefits genuine businesses and people could prove fruitful in the long run. And so, look, I've long argued that if a cryptocurrency can help individuals or businesses in some way, then it's worth investing in. If it serves a useful purpose in any way, it will likely persist so long as it maintains that function. The human race has a tendency to hold on to useful technologies rather than discard them. Beltra, have a look at this modern technology. Furthermore, I believe that Ripple will launch an initial public offering. And this year, well, let me say this, let me walk that back over, not probably, potentially, and I'll tell you why I'm saying that, but before I go further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any type, I am not offering financial advice. Moreover, you should not make any financial decisions based on what I say. Okay, I'm just a fan that occasionally posts videos to YouTube about crypto-related stuff for the heck of it. Okay, so let's go into this article. A top executive at Ripple claims. In light of the recent landmark judgment classifying XRP a non-security, financial institutions in the United States can now utilize the Ripple solution for international payments. A chat with CNBC, too. When asked if the U.S. court ruling would lead to increased interest from banks, Stuart Alder, Audi, chief legal officer of Ripple's, expressed confidence that American banks would return to Ripple's on-demand liquidity product, saying, quote, "I think the answer to that is yes, end quote, yeah. I don't expect individual press releases, etc., to have any effect on the price of XRP, even when news flows in that have proper adoption of on-demand liquidity, thereby using XRP as a bridge currency in the United States. However, I believe it will be an important factor in XRP's long-term success. In the grand scheme of things, it fits in. However, it is clear that there are other developers utilizing the XRP ledger and constructing applications on top of it. All of these goods have worth, which is distinct from price, because they are useful to other people. The spot price of XRP is usually referenced when discussing cost. Value and lead should be discussed in this way on an exchange. If I haven't messed up, this is how I normally speak. For me, the most important factor in determining whether or not something is valuable is whether or not it provides a solution to a problem that people have. I've noticed that some people prefer to tap jets and spin the parts. And I'm witnessing the phenomenal spread of NFTs, which are here to stay. And after that, you can expect a ripple effect. There are, of course, many more examples than I can think of right now. That's all I need to see, really. But this is an important part of the whole. That's why it's great to see, even if it doesn't have any immediate effect on the value of XRP. As more people get into cryptocurrency, I imagine them reading articles like, "Oh, look at these 3 reasons that XRP is useful." If I were to invest in cryptocurrency for the first time, would XRP be a good place to start? The majority of people, I imagine, would say yes to that question. Furthermore, it was already emphasized that the court decision would provide comfort for financial institutions to engage in conversations about the challenges they face in cross-border value transfers, particularly regarding high fees, and according to the lawyer, Ripple plans to initiate discussions with US-based financial institutions in the next quarter of the year regarding adopting its ODeal solution, which leverages XRP for efficient money transfers. A lot more dialogues with clients, he said, hopefully, would be generated in the United States this quarter. Because Ripple lost virtually all of their US business once the SEC made the claims it did, it is hoped that at least some of the discussions will lead to meaningful business endeavors. It's unbelievable how well Ripples have done, considering OTL is trying to reach an agreement level much higher than when the bad news dropped at the end of 2020. Not including the USA, mind you. Amazing, really. It's here, for real this time. Then there's the issue of how many entities there are, as they did mention a figure of over 4,100. Financial market bulls on Wall Street got the info from Twitter, where they also learned that there are an astounding 4,096 commercial banks and 5,768 savings and loan associate loan organizations. I checked, and while I don't have the same exact amount, it doesn't look too off. You have reached the official FDIC government website. Furthermore, it appears that data will be available until the end of 2021. There are, as you can see, 4,237 banks listed here, and if I click the Savings Institutions option from the Filter by menu, I can see that I'm circling 607 of them. It's a minor point whether we choose 4,096 or 4,237. What's causing the difference is beyond my comprehension. Nonetheless, I don't think it's a major issue. Please allow me to make this observation. Simply because I believe it to be of some significance to investigate these matters. I also haven't had a chance to comment on this from a few days ago, but there was this. But he did want to make a few comments. So, here's the news from the world of cryptocurrencies. After the SEC win, rumors of an initial public offering, IPO, will likely increase. After nearly 3 years in court, XRP was finally recognized as not being a security by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. For Ripple, the XRP community, and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole, this was a huge victory. The positive court decision, however, has spurred questions about future intentions, such as the possibility of an initial public offering. After overcoming a major obstacle with the U.S. regulator and having XRP relist on cryptocurrency exchanges, key members of the XRP community believe that an initial public offering, IPO, is the next logical step. And, I think that conjecture on that front is pretty darn reasonable, especially if you remember that, back in, April, Ripple engaged in what was just generally known as a roadshow, where they're trying to woo potential investor, etc. They put on that smile even before XRP's legal status was settled. Apparently, they were just naturally upbeat people. Furthermore, it was hoped that the lawsuit would be resolved quickly. This has already occurred, at least insofar as it provides needed clarification for XRP. I don't come from a financial or crypto background, so I'm not going to pretend that I have any special connections there. Even though my channel is relatively small compared to others on YouTube, it has grown much larger than I anticipated, and is now rapidly approaching 150,000 subscribers. This is largely due to the fact that I am able to strike up conversations with interesting people, Naturally, some of these individuals will know other interesting individuals. However, I make no pretenses about having extensive social connections. Though I have connections to those who are in the know, this does not mean that I am spoon-fed information. On occasion, however, I do pick up on hints. And thus, one particular person does have a line of communication to the highest levels of management at Ripple. And what I had heard from this person, who I considered to be especially reliable, was that Ripple is truly going to go for it this year. Even with an initial public offering, success is not guaranteed. Many factors are at play. That's all I've got to say about that. All I can say is that it comes from a reliable source, and that's about all the explanation I have. So, we'll see that, but there are so many moving components, and that was before the resolution of the SSCP Ripple case, and then you look at, all the other stuff that's there. Just like I said, it's kind of like a roadshow and everything. I don't think it's the craziest timing. I have no idea how long it takes to assemble all of this. However, it does appear like certain things are happening behind the scenes, right? I'm not saying they definitely want this to happen in a year, but I am saying that they want it to happen as soon as possible. With the law more clearly established, even if some loose ends remain, this may finally be feasible. The obvious follow-up question is, what does this mean for XRP? And again, every time there's good news about Ripple, it doesn't seem to affect the price of XRP. Budge. This doesn't work. This means that disagreements are constant. True, but this wouldn't exactly rock the boat. Okay. How many times do we have to reiterate that it's massive? What happened in 2018 with the introduction of on-demand liquidity, formerly known as XRP? That was not successful. So I'm not quite convinced by the reasons, I just don't see what could possibly separate XRP from Ripple. However, I will reiterate that this is a factor that bodes well for XRP's long-term viability. Generally speaking, there's just one more thing that needs to be done in my opinion in order to make the viability attribute rock solid. That's how I'm looking at it, anyway. We'll have to wait and see whether this actually occurs. Whatever value you find in my words is all that I want. Just saying. It's all simply word-of-mouth promotion. But in my opinion, the best days for XRP are still to come. We simply need to enter cryptomania. Again, which comes every few years on average. With the XRP legal framework already established, let's just say I have a positive outlook. However, please share your thoughts in the box below. Since I'm not a certified financial planner, you shouldn't use my advice to make any investments or trades. Right? Please like and subscribe my channel. See you in the next video. Bye.